just recently ran out of data on my cell phone. Actually, yesterday was the last day that I could use it, as you guys probably remember from thanking Siri on my way back from Hershey. So what I'm gonna try and do now is use my navigation, if I can even find it. Use my navigation, put this thing back in neutral. I did try to use this one time back in the day. Hold on, the fiance is calling me. Fiance just kicked ass in the Philadelphia Broad Street run. Good job, babe. Let's get back to trying to figure out how in the hell to program this GPS. Destination. Whoa, all right, let's pull up the address here. Not bad though, you just kind of have to take your time and be concise. Let's let it rip. Tater chip. Oh, look at that. Go. Sweet, well that actually wasn't all that bad. Hopefully it gets me to my actual destination. So we are headed over to Off-Road Central. I almost wanted to say Off-Road Dynasty. Off-Road Dynasty is my good buddy Mark. He is out of the Erie, Pennsylvania area. He's building a monster SEMA type build, 2015 Duramax. You guys should absolutely go check him out, as I'm sure you would love his channel, being that you love mine so much. Here is his link right here. So I'm headed over to Off-Road Central. They are one of the bigger off-road.
Turn right onto US 222 South.
Thank you, Duramax Siri. So they are one of the bigger off-road modification shops in the Lancaster County area. I have not personally been over there. I have called them.
US 222 South.
Thank you. I have called them a few times regarding product inquiries, but other than that,
US 222 South.
She has no sense of mannerisms.
Turn right onto US 222 South.
Wow, maybe. Am I going to get updated every 2 seconds? So I have called them a few times regarding product inquiries, but I have not actually purchased anything from them, and I have not bought anything from them. But it seems like they have a relatively nice agenda.
After a quarter of a mile onto US 222
Jesus!
South.
They have a pretty nice list of reviews on their Facebook, so if anybody from the Lancaster County area is looking to get work done, I'm sure that you could contact one of the folks over there to get your jobs done. So let's kick it off and see how it turns out, and hopefully it doesn't rain.
After 600 feet onto US 222 South.
I'm seeing driblets right now, but luckily I didn't wash the truck. That is later in the video. You know, I could never buy an orange car if it wasn't like a Lamborghini or maybe even a Corvette or something that was fast, but like going out and buying an orange Crosstrek, I don't know about all that. Myself some more nectar of the gods, because I'm feeling exhausted this morning because my dog woke up at 5 a.m. and took a shit on our rug because he's had this euphoria lately with ripping apart our trash. So I don't know why the hell he's doing that, but it's affecting me and I'm gonna have to get some caffeine. But luckily the truck fits in its parking spot, so that's a huge thumbs up. And I think we're about to get there. I actually have no idea where we're going at this current point in time, because the GPS, rather than taking us, let's just say from here to here, it took us here, then it did like 5 of these, and now we're here, but it's still not the destination because it told me that I arrived at my destination when I was next to a farm field. Nice. Kind of funny being that the GPS can't get me to my location. So what I did was I asked the barista chick to help me out with directions. Unfortunately, she had no clue what I was talking about, but the barista bro that was right next to her quickly chimed in and said that I am right around the corner from the destination. So let's see if we can make it with a little bit of additional caffeine. All right, guys, so we are pulling up to the meet destination here. And there's actually a decent turnout. What's happening, buddy? How are you?
How's it going?
Is it a show thing or is it a spectator thing? Or
do you think you can fit beside the porta potty or not?
Can I fit right in that spot right there?
What, on the other side of it? Or can you fit in that spot beside the Jeep?
Absolutely, I can fit in that spot.
If you can fit in that spot, go for it.
I'm headed there. You still want me to fill this out, or am I an exception?
Fill it out, take it up front.
All right, cool, I will. Thanks, fellas. All right, so we're here. There's actually a pretty decent turnout. Showed up kind of fashionably late, but I guess it worked out because kind of got like front row parking here. But yeah, it's not bad. I guess it's a little bit more of a Jeep oriented focus here, but I do see some other diesels amongst, so see how it goes.
So we're Bleed Blue LLC. We're trying to raise money for 100,000 tourniquets.
Okay.
So we're starting a national campaign. We're supposed to launch right around Monday. So the website's up. You go to Bleed Blue, www.bleedbluecampaign.com. You can see basically what we're doing. Yeah, you go to the website and there's donations. You can make a donation.
Okay.
Every donation you make helps us get more tourniquets out.
See, this is really neat. Actually,
Too. Facebook is Bleed Blue LLC.
Yeah.
okay, there you go, guys.
Instagram. Yeah.
Instagram, Bleed Blue LLC. Be sure to check these guys out. They're doing something that's really cool. You know, sometimes I joke around and say that my 14 wides get me pulled over, but I always have that disclaimer on how these individuals need to do their job, right? Yeah. And see, they have a little bit of empathy there. I actually just recently had a black and blue flag that was in my front yard, but this windstorm last Monday that came through, it wanted the flag, man, so it stole it. I'm a little upset about it. I'm gonna,
Delaware now.
it's somewhere. Who knows whether north or south, right? But I'm gonna have to go out and get myself another one of those. Starting to rain pretty good. I'm gonna scurry under the business overhang here, quick to try and get out of the rain.
Hey, if you guys are
Yes, sir.
Pete and Barb standing right next to me here, folks, and they're the
It's a good way to stay out of the rain. What do you guys think? What?
I think that it's not legal. But
Think that it's not legal?
nope. Don't care either though. I know plenty of people that are gonna
Yeah.
thought it was about as wide as that. I didn't get pulled over too much.
Are you from the area?
Yeah.
Okay.
I sold Silverado though.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah.
What's
But,
your name? What are you on YouTube?
Dirty Max Jack.
Third Max Shop.
It's the first time I've seen a modified one, which is kind of cool. I absolutely love this Cal induction hood. How many of you think that I need one of those on the Duramax? Give me a thumbs up or some sort of feedback in the comment section below on that one. Single cab Cummins definitely gets a thumbs up in my book. At the end of the day, the GPS on my truck absolutely sucks. So my advice to anybody out in the audience right now that's considering going out and purchasing a vehicle that has a GPS embedded, make sure you update it, or at least do this. Do yourself the favor of going out and buying yourself a little bit more data, unlike me, and cheaping out. That way you can get to your ultimate destination without having to worry about the nonsense of getting lost. Or you could cheap out like me, and you could end up stopping at a Starbucks to ask one of the people for directions, as locals typically know their way around. There you guys go, Off-Road Central, right here off of Columbia Avenue in Lancaster. If you have any questions and you're from the Lancaster County area, be sure to give them a buzz and tell them that you saw their name from my channel. See where that goes. It's hilarious. This guy has no idea that this guy has no clue that this reaction is being filmed right now. All right, guys, well, I am on my way home from the Off-Road Central meet. I think that overall it was a really good turnout. I'm very impressed. And this is the first gathering that I've ever participated in the Lancaster County area since I've moved from Bucks County. So that was really cool. Everybody seemed to love the truck, as you guys could have seen in some of the reactions. Unfortunately, I wanted to try and set my GoPro down on the dash, but my battery was rapidly dying. That is the downside of having GoPros for vlogging purposes. These freaking things' batteries suck. But anyway, I did meet a lot of awesome people. Definitely kudos to the Bleed Blue LLC group. You guys should go check them out here at bleedbluecampaign.com. What they're doing is absolutely remarkable. They are raising funding 100% for tourniquet distribution to different departments that cannot afford them in their budget. I do not know the specifics of how everything works, but what they're doing is absolutely awesome. When they do hassle us, it is frustrating that at the end of the day, those that are out there to serve and protect, to actually hassle people for the things that should be hassled upon, is greatly appreciated, especially that I have family in the state police. I do want to make sure that I recognize them for all of their hard work, all the hours of commitment that they serve, and all those holidays that they spend away from their families, risking their lives to make sure that they do what is best for societal means. Now, I am going to head home. The weather is not cooperating to the point that I would like for a wash on the truck and the WRX, so I am going to hit the gym, but I'm hoping that after the gym, the weather does turn around. I can get the truck cleaned up a little bit here and get it knocked back in the garage. The weather this week is supposed to be decent, so I'm hoping to drive around a clean truck. That would be nice. Plus, I need to clean off all those Tennessee and Virginia bug splatters off of the WRX because the weather has been so shitty the past few days that I haven't even been able to clean it. It's a brand new car, at least a brand new car for me, and I haven't even been able to give it the first wash. As you guys know, the first wash is a very intimate setting, and I'd like to share that with you guys because that's when you really get to know all the curves of the vehicle. Sorry for the abrupt change, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on my way to the gym because I need to kill some time. Just checked the Weather Channel about a second ago. They're saying around 3 o'clock the weather will clear up. Well, that was a remarkably awesome workout for a Sunday. Typically, I feel like absolute shit on Sundays, and I don't even know why. I think it's just the damper of the fact that there's a full-blown work week ahead of us, but today I'm feeling pretty good. You know, it's funny, when you live in Lancaster at any other place in the world, you duck things on the road that a lot of people aren't used to. The number one thing is, you guys can see it right there on the right, is horse shit. Horse shit is the number one most dipped and dodged thing out here, which I can't necessarily complain about. It's better than potholes. The roads are actually pretty decent out this way, but yeah, if you're not paying attention and you run through some soft, fresh shit out on the road, that shit sticks right to your car, and it's not all that fun to scrub off. Now, I haven't had to actually do that yet, but if you guys can see this, it is literally everywhere. And even worse of all cases is the Amish and the Mennonites are super freaking religious, like more religious than probably anybody in the entire world other than like Vince or something. But Sundays are the worst because everybody's out there at church all freaking day and their horses are just shitting all over the roads. The pooper trainer. All right, guys, so fortunately the weather did turn around. I'm looking at some sun breaking through the clouds here, so I am going to get to washing my two vehicles. I got to clean them up to make that white look nice and light again. Before I did that, I just wanted to take a minute to give you guys a little bit of an update as to what's going on with not only the Duramax, but also the WRX. So I'm working with two companies right now. One is for a modification for the WRX, and another one is not a household name when it comes to cleaning solutions. A lot of you guys are familiar with the Chemical Guys and the Mothers of the world, but there's another player that's going to be coming into the market shortly. They're going to be sending me a product portfolio package, as you could put it, to not only review, but try out on the vehicles. They've got an extensive range of products in their portfolio, and I'm really, really excited about bringing all of those products out to you guys. I think that it'll be pretty neat, as it'll be nice to diminish a little bit of the monopolistic type of market that Mothers and Chemical Guys have created. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but I think that it's neat to see other entrepreneurs try to target an already kind of saturated market. Also, there will be a few updates coming on the WRX here, probably within the next few weeks. I am going to be doing a few minor things aesthetically to the car because currently those things kind of bother the shit out of me. Plus, I'm looking at some very, very, very minor modifications. I am going to retain that factory powertrain warranty. So with that said, guys, I did not want to go out and start washing the truck, as this has already been a pretty long video, but I did want to give you an update in the fact that I'm actually going to be able to do it, which is nice. The sun is finally breaking through here at 3:45 in the afternoon. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video today. Really appreciate all the support. If you haven't already, please remember to give this a thumbs up. If you're visiting for the first time, or if you're visiting again and you have yet to, please hit that subscribe button, as I really appreciate having all of you ride along with me as I continue to share the experiences of the Duramax and the WRX and what is to come with those. Now all I can ask of you guys is to have an awesome day and take care.